I am hungry for blood. Ah, the sun! Hello people of the interwebs, this is Luke Moore back with a new review, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Brain Arts Kingdom Hearts 2 Halloween Town version of Sora. Now, this is the second time that Square Enix took a figure from the Playarts Kai line and brought it to the 6-inch Brain Arts line. So, before we get into the figure, let's take a look at the box, and I really do like this box. It's different in two ways. One, it's not made of the glossy cardboard like the other boxes. It's made of that like really flat, rough cardboard that scratches easy. But as you can see, it looks really cool. It's Halloween themed. You got the Disney logo here, Brain Arts, Square Enix products, the little shiny sticker so you know it's official, the name of the game and the character, hazards that no one cares about. On the side, it's basically just a continuation on this picture of the hill from Halloween Town. You got jack-o'-lanterns, the moon, the branch, and bats. On the back, you got poses that you can do with the figure and all the other warning Japanese stuff that we've seen in the past. And on the other side, we have a bio, which I'm not going to read. On the bottom, it's just black with the logo and where you can get this figure at. And on top, you got this little cool cutout. It's kind of like a jack-o'-lantern mouth, I think. And there's a spider web right here. So, yeah, the box is really cool. And I don't know if you can tell, but on the inside, the backdrop of it is the Dive Into the Heart plates. And it has the Kingdom Hearts 2 logo inside. So, yeah, the box is really cool. I don't know if they're going to do this with other Kingdom Hearts 2 characters or just the variants of characters, but yeah, overall it's a very nice box. So, that's it with the packaging. Let's get into the figure. Okay, so going over the figure itself, and as usual, Square Enix did a really good job with the sculpt and paint. Especially with the paint. I absolutely have no paint flaws on mine, so that's really cool. I always dig the Halloween Town version of Sora. Kind of made him look mysterious and edgy. As you can see, you got this mask here, which is kind of like a jack-o'-lantern looking creature. And it does cover his eye. He also has an emo flap, which I'll show in a minute. And his eye, I don't know if you can tell, but it has this like black ring in the middle of the blue part, so it kind of makes him look crazy, so that's good. He's got his fangs here because it's supposed to be representing a vampire. You got the jacket here, and it actually is made of a really soft plastic. It's softer than Sora and Riku's, so that's really kind of a relief because when Axel releases and if they use this material for it, we won't have any problem with articulation hindering. Yeah, instead of a hoodie, you got bat wings and a cape, which, one thing I'll say about the wings, they are a little bit pliable. So I'm afraid that over time it's going to like bend forward, like warp a bit. So not looking forward to that. So yeah, you got his very lanky arms here. And you got his hands, which are more clawy in his Halloween Town version. He's got white gloves with the X on it. Gray undershirt with kind of this zigzag pattern to represent zipper, and his belt is very spiky. And one thing I gotta say, the crotch piece is very, very loose, so I constantly have to like shift it downward to make it look right. And you also got the pants here. It does look kind of weird because of the knee joints, but what are you gonna do? And then the legs, you got this red and black wrapping around it, and he has these like little elf shoes with some white wrapping around to the middle of the sole. And one thing I want to say at the bottom of this feet is that they actually made the wrap darker, like to represent all the dirt and mud and all the other crap he steps on, which is really nice. They could have just left it all white, but the fact that they went this much detail, I really do appreciate. So yeah, the sculpt and paint job is really good. Now let's get into the articulation. So his articulation is just like with the other Bring Arts figures. The head's on a swivel, and it can look up and down a bit and side to side. The neck joint can only move about that far and can not really move that much to the side. Shoulders are on ball joints. They can go up and down, and just like with Riku, they can actually shift down so you can move them more. They can go forward and back, but because of the wings, they can't go a full 360. He's got an elbow joint here, and the joint is like on a peg, so it kind of gives him a bicep swivel. Well, not kind of, it does. The wrists on swivel, and they're on bog pegs, so you can move them around like that. The torso piece, he can move this far forward, he can move this far back, can move around a bit. The ab crunch here, it doesn't move at all, so it mainly just acts as a swivel. The legs can move forward and back like that. You can split. The knee can bend here about 90 degrees. The ankle can twist, and it's on a little hinge, but however, I think because of this part right here, it can't really bend that much, so it's very hindered, and it has an ankle pivot right here. So yeah, his articulation is pretty basic for the Bring Arts line, and it looks very well. It's not loose, and it doesn't feel stiff. It just feels right. So yeah, that's pretty much it with the articulation. Now let's get on to the accessories. Okay, so for the accessories, we basically get everything we got with the Playarts Kai line, except with one extra thing. So first off, you get the basic Bring Arts stand. Has the Kingdom Hearts base, the arm, and then a claw, and it comes with a second claw where it's a lot smaller. So yeah, there's that. And we get not one, but two keyblades with this. So first off, we got the Decisive Pumpkin, and it's sculpted and painted really well. You got the Jack Skeleton Christmas hat that also acts as a mistletoe, reindeer antlers for this, and some sort of candy cane monster for the actual blade. And once again, the chain is a piece of plastic, but it is pliable enough that you can bend it around, but it's not going to hold a pose. It's going to bend back eventually. And also, there may be a slight chance that it could break if you do it too much, so just watch what you're doing with it. And the keychain's cool. You got pumpkins and then a little zero as the keychain. So that's that. And like with all the others, except for the shooting star, it comes apart, so you can put it in the hand easy. But you gotta be careful when you put this together, because it has these like two little pegs there that rest in between these, so you just gotta try to work a little bit. So there's that. And we also get the basic Kingdom Key. Now this already came with the second form Sora, so this is the second time we get it. And it looks pretty nice. It's not as good as the SH Figuarts version. The blade is a lot smaller, and even the chain's smaller, and it was an actual chain on that version. And since this is very, very thin, it feels very fragile, so I don't recommend bending it at all. But however, this gold outer plate is actually thicker than that. And but there's no holes here, and I don't think the actual one in the game has holes, but whatever. But it still looks very nice, and as like with the others, it does split apart. This is really nice, because now that we know that the shooting star is not Sora's new default Keyblade, I can give this to the Kingdom Hearts 3 Sora. So that's nice. And we also get a couple of face parts and hands. As you can see, we got the standard face, focus, and just the default fists. And we also get an extra head. Now, this one didn't come in the Playarts Kai version, so that's pretty nice. It's more of a kind of like a teeth gritting face. If it will focus. There you go. So yeah, it is a teeth gritting face. And I don't know if this part is supposed to be like the inside of his mouth or his bottom lip. Could be either one, but yeah, it still looks nice. And it has a hole so you can put the mask on it. But it also comes with 5 different interchangeable masks for each drive form. That's why it comes with 2 Keyblades. So you got one for Veiler form. Got one for Wisdom form. And you got one for Master form. Limit form. And finally, Master form. And they just fit in like so. It has a little L-shaped peg right here. However, if you are going to use these masks, I recommend using them on this head, because I tried using the Valor mask on the default head and I almost snapped this part off, so I had to use 2 layers of glue just so it won't bend anymore. And the little part here, there's supposed to be another one of these curly parts right here, but it broke off. And since it's so small, I didn't really want to try to glue it back on. So if you are using these masks, be very, very careful with them. And we also get 2 hands to hold the Keyblades, and they look nice. They are closed all the way, but since the Keyblades come apart, it's not really a big deal. And we also get 2 pairs of open hands, and they look really nice too. The index finger is kind of pointing out, so you can have it like point a bit, but yeah, they look really nice. And to change them, just like the others, you take off the head, and you can take off the mask too. Then take the other head, put the default mask on there, and just simply put it back on. So there you go, there's that. And for the hands, you just simply pull them off and then put on like that. I like to twist them and push them so it kind of goes in well right there. And you can, let's make them hold the Keyblade like so. Just gonna shove it in there. It is a very snug, tight fit, so you don't have to worry about being loose there. And then take this part, put it in, and it only goes in one way. Yeah. And there you go. And you can also dual wield it, but I'm not going to do that right now, so I'm going to give this one to my Kingdom Hearts 3 Sora. And there you go. Hey, doesn't that look a lot better? I think so. So, yeah, that's basically it with the accessories. Now let's do a little bit of size comparison. Okay, so first off, here we go next to the other Bring Arts figures that I have. The Kingdom Hearts 3 Riku and Sora. And yeah, they look really good together. And again, doesn't Sora look so much better with the Kingdom Key? And now here we have them next to the Diamond Select Pete and Mickey. And again, they look pretty well. Mickey is just about at Sora's waist, which is accurate. And of course, Pete is kind of towering over him. So yeah, they look really good together. And finally, here we got next to the other Kingdom Hearts 2 Soras. We got the Diamond Select Timeless River Sora and the SH Figure Arts normal Sora. Yeah, the Diamond Select and the Bring Arts one go really well together, but the SH Figure Arts version is a little small now that we know that Sora didn't grow in Kingdom Hearts 3. So yeah, the SH Figure Arts one is pretty short, even if you pull down the legs like I did. But not saying it's a bad figure, it's just a little out of scale. So yeah, that's basically it. Now let's get into the final thoughts. So overall, I really like this figure. I wasn't originally going to pick it up because there's no Donald and Goofy to go along with it, but just something about it intrigued me to it and made me purchase it. And I'm glad that I did. It's probably my favorite out of the Bring Arts line that I personally have gotten. When it comes to like sculpt, paint, build quality, this is probably my favorite. And now there is a Christmas Town Sora, which basically comes with all the same accessories, except that one doesn't come with any plates for the hat for any of the drive forms. So there's no reason for that one to come with 2 Keyblades. And solely because of that reason, I'm not interested in picking that up. But yeah, I'm happy I got this. If you're a fan of Sora, if you're a fan of Kingdom Hearts 2 and Halloween Town, I definitely recommend this figure. And hopefully Square makes a Halloween Town Donald and Goofy down the road, because I want to have the complete trio. So yeah, that's pretty much going to be it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one whenever I make it. So bye-bye, folks.